Alright, here is yet another Film Alchemist tutorial. This time we are going to be working in Adobe Audition. Audition is solely for audio. That's all it's used for. It doesn't do any video, no effects of any kind that involve pictures or anything like that, just audio. So I'm going to use the audio for the tutorial I just did on the helmets in Photoshop. So I have my file, and you will have a link to this in the Google Drive on the website. So make sure you grab that file. I'm going to drag it over here, and then it's going to import it. It's going to take it a minute because that was a 14-minute file. So I've got my file. If I double click on it, it's going to open it. And then when I hit the space bar, alright, so there it is. The first thing that we want to normally do in these is we want to find some sort of background noise. But in this case, I don't really have much. I'm working in my house and there's really on a small microphone that's part of a headset, so other than my dogs barking in the last video, you're not going to hear much noise. So I don't have much, but to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to find a section that has background noise, whether that's a fan, whether that's wind, whatever it is. We're going to find that section where nobody's talking, where nothing's going on. You're going to select it just like this. So see, I've got a little section here. To select it, all I do is click and drag. So I find that section, and if I play it, there's absolutely nothing there. So I come up to Effects up at the very top. I go to Noise Reduction Process, Capture Noise Print, and it's just going to tell you that it's going to load that selection into the Noise Print Studio. Now I come down to this audio track and I click away from my selection just to deselect that. I go back up to Effects, Noise Reduction Process, and I do Noise Reduction. And I just want to do Default and click Apply. In my case, it's going to do absolutely nothing because there was nothing there. I don't want to click, I'm going to cancel that because I don't want that on mine. But that's going to be your first step. You're always going to try to eliminate as much background noise as you can. So the next step is to come down here to my effects rack. The effects rack is going to make everything much easier for you. You can come up here to the top and select your effects, and it'll work equally the same. But down here, these little buttons off to the side will turn on and off the individual effects. So if you aren't sure if an effect worked, or if you just don't like that effect, or if you went one too far, and by adding that last effect it makes a weird noise, that's when this comes in handy, because down here, if I go backwards, I can't just eliminate one effect. I have to eliminate all of them or none of them. So if I'm going to use the effect rack, I click this arrow over here, and it's got all the same effects that I have up at the top. So first thing I want to do is I want to come down to Dynamics Processing. Under Dynamics Processing, I want to come down here to VoiceOver, and I'm just going to click the button, and it's going to change all these dots. I come over here and just close out of it. So if you notice this little button right here, that guy is telling me whether it's on or off. So next I'm going to come back to Filter EQ. I want a Parametric Equalizer, and under here I want Loudness Maximizer. And the last thing we're going to add, we're going to add another filter, and we want the 20 band equalizer, Vocal Magic, and close it. So now if I come down here, if I click this, that's going to turn them all off. I click Apply. Now it's going to apply all the effects over here to my rack. Alright, and it didn't do a whole lot to this one, but if we listen to it, you should hear, so down here you see where I added everything. You should hear a little bit more bass and a little bit more treble. And I can add more. I can come in and I can change my pitch. I can, if I, in this noise reduction, I can add this de-hummer. A de-hummer will try and get rid of some of the background noise. In here, there's a few other things I can do. I can mess with I can do this amplify. The amplify we won't really do much. This will actually just turn the volume up and down. So I don't really want to do that one. But if I come back in, another one that we will use fairly often is this 10-band equalizer, and there we can go in and we can do vocal presence boost. We don't want to do cut, we want to boost it. So again, we're going to apply these. It's going to apply them directly over what we've already done. Now, and I apparently need to be using a pop filter because apparently I breathe really loud into the mic. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, but that is all you will do in here. So the next step, File, Export, come down here to File. You'll always export this as a file. Make sure it's a WAV file. WAV files are what we want because WAV files carry a lot of data. So anytime you're exporting something, you want to make sure and you name it something different, something so you know that you've edited. I would name it Helmet Photoshop Audition. So now I know that it's been through Audition. So when I click OK, it's going to export the file, come out here, and right there is my new file that I can use in Premiere. Alright guys, hopefully that one was a little bit easier.